This minute frog is responsible for some of the loudest spring evenings. Meet the peeper and his pals next!
CapeCast!
Well, Ian, spring has sprung, vernal pools are filled up, and it's action time for amphibians. What's going on out there?
Yeah, this is the action time. And two Sundays ago was the big night when the spotted salamanders on Cape Cod came out from their little burrows and made their way down to the vernal pools and bred and deposited eggs. If you were looking for these, you would find them deep down into these burrows. They're generally not just under a log, they're down in the burrows. The best time to see a spotted salamander would be during one of these big rainy nights in March and April when they're making their way on land down to the vernal pools. And what they've left behind in vernal pools are these globs of eggs. Each of those black dots is a little embryo that hopefully will develop into an adult spotted salamander. And it has a gelatinous feel, and it's protective. This glob is. It protects the embryos inside.
Something else you seem to have come up with is some peeper video, the sort of Dizzy Gillespie in and out, crazy sounding tree frogs. Is that what they are?
They're a tree frog. Yeah, they're a tree frog, and they're the smallest type of frog we've got in Massachusetts. They have a very, very loud call, very high-pitched call that travels, half a mile or more. Really, really cool. That's what you're hearing more often than not when you're driving down the road in a wet night.
We're at the Bayberry Hill Conservation Area in South Wellfleet off Lieutenant Island Road because we heard there were some wicked loud peepers about a half a mile in on the trail. Let's go! Man, these are some loud peepers. Welcome to tonight's Peeper Show. We have a great show for you. The peepers are here. They're ready to go. The peepers! Now, it seems you had a Spadefoot toad adventure recently, Ian. What was going on there?
Well, Spadefoots are really rare. They're only known in a handful of locations across the state. And on Cape Cod, there's 2 great locations. And I was out in the worst possible weather conditions last night during the deluge and the wind. And I got lucky enough to see something I'd never seen before, which was Spadefoot toads.
How could you identify it?
They have vertical pupils, as opposed to all other toads that have horizontal pupils. That was sort of a dead giveaway for me. They have a little spade on their back foot, which they use to dig into the ground, where they spend about 99% of their lives.
So, Ian, you're out in the middle of a pretty crazy storm, yeah. Real rainy, real windy on Sandy Neck, yeah. Which is kind of far out there, trying to find this toad. Was it a eureka moment when you found it?
It was a total eureka. I was flabbergasted. I had no idea that I was going to find any of them. I thought I might hear a calling toad off in the distance, but I stumbled across them. It was just a perfect night for it.
If you'd like to spend more quality time with amphibians, check out the Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary's Saturday program. That's April 11th from 10 to noon. It's of frogs, fairies, and salamanders. That's on Bone Hill Road in Comaquid. To make reservations, 508-362-7475. Ribbit.
CapeCast!